Hey, yo! What's poppin', gang? What am I looking at, bro? What am I looking at? Who in the building, man? Shout out Isaac. What up, Isaac? K. Shanae is here. Desi is here. Deontay is here. Judy is here. Let me know when y'all pull up, man. Good morning. What is it? 1:30. Good afternoon. What am I looking at here, bro? All right. First of all, this is gonna be a long stream. This is gonna be a long stream. This is gonna be a long stream. We got a lot to cover today. This was not on the docket. This was not on the agenda. I was not planning to talk about Clipse, Kendrick, and all of that. So I kind of, and like I said, bro, I wish there is a button that you can push to just go live immediately, but I like to be prepared, right? Like, what up, Ash? I really like to be prepared, man. I like to have everything in order, and because I believe it provides a better experience for the viewer. But if y'all could see some of the real-time actual thoughts that I have about things as soon as I become aware of them, I think it would probably be some of the best content y'all would see. RMS, what up? I'll be like, yo, what is going on? All right, so let me just kind of outline what we gonna do today, gang. Shout out to everybody pulling up, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We hit 34K over the weekend. I was not able to celebrate that with y'all. At least I don't think. Shout out to everybody, man. I appreciate y'all for 34K. All right, let me outline kind of what we gonna do today. We got a lot to cover. I actually dropped something off the docket because I didn't want to spend 3 hours here. I foresee this probably being about an hour and a half, 2 hour long stream. We will be cutting up everything and putting it out later for everybody to watch if they were not able to join the live. So shout out to everybody who still clicks on those videos too. All right, so first things first, we're gonna talk about this Clipse, Kendrick, UMG, Def Jam, Drake debacle. Shout out to 34K. Thank you so much. You already know. Thank you, Ash. Then we're gonna get into we're gonna recap some of the GNX weekend, which is the Bay Area and Vegas. I know Deleted went, so shout out to Deleted. We might get into some of his video and see what he did over there. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna recap that. We're gonna look at some of the publications from, I believe, the Bay Area that I was able to pull up. I don't think I was able to pull anything from Vegas, but we'll find that. We definitely gonna get into some GNX TikToks as well. And I had one other thing. But either way, man, y'all got a great show lined up. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. I appreciate all of that. We got a lot to cover today. All right. So first and foremost, man, this is actually insane. The audacity from Drake's side. Let me just say that. The audacity from Drake's side to pull what they're pulling, now understanding some of the behind the scenes of what was going on. And this seems to be, I don't know, they don't really give a date on this or a time frame, but it says the verse has been handed in for a while. And I was even under the impression that the verse had not been done yet, and that he was at the show looking for Kendrick to get in the booth. That was even a narrative that I was kind of pushing, like, yo, he was out there. This has already been done. So I know some of y'all have been around, some of y'all have seen this already, but let's talk about let's talk about the Clipse and their GQ magazine spread. First and foremost, let me say congrats to them for it seems like a resurgence that we're going to be getting. We're getting new music from them really soon. As soon as next week, I believe. Is it next week? No, it's not next week. We're getting new music from them really soon. They did drop Ace Trumpets. I did react to Ace Trumpets, chat. It's been blocked. I seen Screws literally just went up maybe like 10 to 15 minutes ago. I don't know if they're going to do that across the board or if Screw he probably just has a connection or something like that. So shout out to him for getting his up. But I want to say this because what I'm seeing already is Kendrick is going to be taking over this GQ topic. So people are going to be, it's the Kendrick stimulus package. It doesn't necessarily mean anything negatively against Clipse, because I understand that people still want to hear Clipse and I want to hear music from them. But I know people are going to be at least going to this article because of because of the mention of Kendrick and some of the things that have been going on with that. July 11th. Thank you. Thank you. The audacity, right? So I wanted to just give them their props for this and everything that they got going on, because we will be covering that too. We'll be covering that too. Let's go ahead and just take a look at the Kendrick portion of this. We can read the whole thing, and that's why I'm saying what I'm saying, is because it's a pretty extensive spread, but we're kind of going to be focusing only on the Kendrick portion of this, right? Let's get into it. Hit that like button, gang. My bad. So it goes into still, it wouldn't be a Clipse album without some label woes, nearly derailing the fun even after the product was cooked up to purity, which is the drug bars. Hey, look, GQ is doing a thing with this writing. It was cooked up to purity. Y'all know, drug bars. The duo's lore is, of course, marked by the label's politics that delayed a quick follow-up to their debut album, Lord Willin', forcing them to dominate the mixtape circuit with their seminal We Got It For Cheap series, while crafting Hell Hath No Fury with the chip on their shoulder. What happened with Let God Sort 'Em Out is less dramatic, but it's a situation with massive reverberations nonetheless. All right? If you expected the album last summer, the brothers sympathized. So did they. Pusha says they felt confident, proud, and assured of themselves when they presented the music to Def Jam. The label loved what they had heard, except for Kendrick Lamar's guest verse on the thunderous Chains and Whips. So already, when the album drops, there's going to be some people who do the full album reaction. I'm going to do the full album reaction. There's going to be some people who, well, I don't even know if we could do the full album reaction, because they blocking everything now. So I'm already kind of thinking if we do reactions to that, it's probably going to get blocked anyway. They're going to be going straight to this song, Chains and Whips. Chains and Whips, the final version of the song that Pharrell teased at the first Louis Vuitton runway show, and the song Pusha says was the first to come out of their sessions. Don't be fooled by Pusha's interviews appealing for one last guest verse, and the Twitter jokes that he went to a GNX tour date to physically walk Kendrick into the nearest studio. So even that is something that I was kind of pushing for. And was like, okay, maybe he hasn't gotten the verse from Kendrick yet. He's been super busy, but we should have known the verse has already been done. K-Dot's verse homework has been turned in for a while now, so we don't know when. Like, we don't know if it was mid beef, directly post beef, or kind of in this like lingering time where it's been done since then, right? But after a summer of beef between their two biggest artists that resulted in a still ongoing lawsuit from Drake, this is crazy work just to even read this. Def Jam's parent company UMG blanched at the antagonistic optics. The antagonistic optics of two of Drake's biggest enemies linking on wax. So you mean to tell me, bro has filed and refiled stating UMG don't got my back. UMG is against me. Facts. Yet they had to be aware and act accordingly as to not have two ops on the same song because they scared that it would hurt you? Did that make it? I don't even know what side UMG is fighting for their own sake, but it don't seem like they have a side, right? Because if they win at it, if they went far enough to say Def Jam's parent company, UMG, blanched at the antagonistic optics of two of Drake's biggest enemies, Lincoln on Wax. They heard the verse. So they heard the verse and heard that it wasn't no beef, but still said, yo, y'all can't even be seen together on what? This is terrible for hip hop. This is terrible. Now you got labels stepping in, playing, they beefing over there, man. We can't have y'all two together because it's gonna look like y'all jumping on him, and then he's gonna. This is terrible. I don't even know if people really understand that. Shout out CA. I don't even know if people really understand how bad that is. That they said, bro, we don't even like y'all being on the same song together. Not what you're saying in the song. We don't like y'all being on the same song together because y'all are an op of Drake. We'll continue. UMG blanched at the antagonistic optics of two of Drake's biggest enemies, Lincoln on Wax. Pusha calls their apprehension stupid. Primarily because none of the bars in Kendrick's otherwise excellent verse could really be perceived as a shot or even a subliminal. So like I said, they heard the verse. They heard the verse. They heard it and saw that there wasn't even, but we just don't even want y'all together. Come on, bro. If this ain't whole shit, I don't know what is, bro. And again, now are they sticking up for, it seems like they sticking up for Drake. And it also makes me understand, right? Like if we go back and we just listen, and I don't know if that's what I'm saying. I don't know what the timeline is, but it's F the industry. And F him and F the industry, and if you messing with them, then F you too. Right? You taking it there, I'm taking it further. That's something you don't want to do, right? So he been saying F the industry, bro. The industry ain't, listen, y'all, the industry ain't on my side neither. But I think that's crazy. And we haven't even gotten to the good part yet. Pusha calls their apprehension stupid, primarily because none of the bars in Kendrick's otherwise excellent verse could be perceived as a shot or even a subliminal. It does, however, contain the stellar line. Therapy taught me how to open up. It also showed me I don't give a f. Y'all finish that. Pusha can barely contain his disgust, recounting how the stalemate with Def Jam played out. They wanted me to ask Kendrick to censor his verse. They wanted me to ask Kendrick to censor his verse. So, first of all, one, you think that Pusha T and Malice have any sort of say in what the hell Kendrick was gonna do? First of all, you thought they had say in it? Like, oh, y'all OGs, he gonna listen to y'all? Get the bro, none of that. None of that. That's one. Ain't nobody gonna tell him to do nothing, period. And that's not That's any artist worth their salt. You really not going to be able to go to them and tell them to change something, period. And let alone Kendrick. That's one. Two, y'all niggas let Not Like Us, Meet the Grams, 616 in LA, Euphoria, y'all let all y'all Meet the Grams? Y'all let Meet the Grams hit the airwaves and then said, yo, we don't want to hear that verse can't be out there. Are y'all stupid? Are y'all stupid? Come on, bro. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. And it also tells me this, right? It also tells me this. Whoever's in charge or whoever's making these decisions probably don't really understand hip hop. And I'm not saying from a business perspective of business, right? I'm not talking about that. It's UMG. I'm saying they might not be able to read between the lines. We can read the lines because they heard the verse and maybe they didn't know if a certain bar or a certain line had 6, 7 different meanings that the internet's gonna pick apart and be like, oh, damn. He said this and nobody. Y'all see what I'm saying? So they like, bro, we don't censor it completely where we can understand it, bro. We don't want nothing going out that even remotely sounds like it could be a diss because we already into it with them in this damn lawsuit. We already into it with them. We already in the thick of it. Crazy. We'll continue. They wanted me to ask Kendrick to censor his verse, which of course I was never doing. Facts. And that's the thing, bro. That's another thing on their part. It's not like they was gonna do it anyway. They lyricists in hip hop, royalty in their own sense. They're not gonna go back to him like, hey, bro, the label said, can you check? Stop playing with them, bro. My mic? Thank you. Bro, it's literally a button every time. All right, we back. Let me know. We back. It's literally a button every time. It just comes on out of nowhere. All right, we're back into it. They wanted me to ask Kendrick to censor his verse, which of course I wasn't doing, he explains, and then they wanted me to take the record off. They wanted me to take the record off. And so after a month of not doing it, so they went from, bro, censor the verse to if you're not censoring the verse, remove the record. This is absolutely insane, bro. I cannot believe that this is actually happening. What's up, Mujer? This is crazy. So after a month of not doing it, Steve Gawley, the lawyer over there, was like, we'll just drop the clips. So Drake is going back and forth and saying, hey, bro, they don't got my back over there. They want to see me fail. But on the other side, they like, yo, we willing to drop one of the greatest hip hop duos ever just to make sure that the record don't get out. What? But that can't work because I'm their solo. But if you let us all go, sure enough, Def Jam eventually agreed to release the Clipse and drop Pusha as a solo artist, freeing the duo up to shop for a new home with the finished Clipse album and plenty more music in their pockets. Ultimately, Pusha says the endeavor was gratifying. It felt good. It felt good to even see how other labels were buying for the project. Now, as they teased last week with the picture in front of the label's plain insignia, they've ended up at Jay-Z's Rock Nation, where they feel fully supported and energized. I think that synergy, just in a rap sense, is going to speak volumes, Pusha says, of the partnership. The only thing I've noticed from them so far is that they have not, they definitely blocked they blocked our reaction over here, so we were not able to react to that new music. So if they're officially doing business with The Rock, and the Kendrick verse was never the feature, Pusha kept alluding to holding out for, does that mean we're due for another Pusha and Jay-Z collaboration? Because he said that verse had already been done, so maybe the verse he was waiting for was for Jay. Pusha's already gotten a latter career best from Jay. One can only imagine how hard Jigga will go for his first True Blue Clipse album. We made history a couple of times. Push said with a coy smirk, referring to the two elusive Jay features he's nabbed in the past. I feel like being in business is a bigger link up than any verse. Asked if Jay made his patented screw face when he heard the new music, Pusha replies, yeah, but you got that on camera already, referring to crowd shots of Jay reacting to chains and whips during the Louis Vuitton show. So, chat, let me know what y'all think about that, man. Really, honestly, let me know how y'all feel about that. I think that, I think we'll know more. I think hopefully we'll learn more. When the album drops, I'll be super excited to hear it and see what all the hoopla was about. And I do think that this even, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have the entire story. We don't have the full story. We have Clipse story, which obviously we're going to take it with a grain of salt, right? But I want to see what all the hoopla was about. And if you ask me, this is an even bigger motion mover to get people to listen to the album. If you had any doubts, or anybody had any doubts about this album, people are going to be listening to it now because they want to see exactly what's going on and what was said. And if they can find a diss or some subliminal there that maybe they were worried about. So I think this is super interesting. I think there's a lot of layers to it. My judgment is still, if this is true, because again, we only have one side. If this is true, my judgment is that, Drake is beyond out of pocket if they've been going to bat for him like that, bro. If they've been going to bat for him like that, Drake is beyond out of pocket, bro. That's enough of that. Everyone are going to be on it for real. Pussy said it's no diss or subliminals. Yeah, he did say there's no diss or subliminals. Again, you know what I'm saying? We have to listen to it and see if there's anything there that can possibly be spun or whatever. I don't think there's anything outright. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still here for it. We're still here for it. All right. On to the next topic, man. All right. So what everybody's here for, man. Shout out to everybody for sitting through that. That wasn't even something I was like super, I thought we were going to do. Here's a quick breakdown. My bad. Before we move on to the next thing. Big news just dropped regarding the upcoming Clipse album. Kendrick Lamar is a confirmed feature. The album has been done for at least a year, but Def Jam didn't want the Kendrick verse on the album given the UMG lawsuit and were worried about the optics of two Drake opponents linking on the same record, which we just read. The Clipse then became free agents and shot the album to different labels, which is how they landed with Roc Nation for the distribution. There are no Drake references on the album. Thank you. We got that right there. Push feels that's done, and he would only engage again if he felt like it. Okay, so there's no push. There's nothing from Push against Drake. Okay. GQ describes the record as worth the wait. True to his word, Malice hasn't missed a step. Pusha is right there with him, and the production spare synthy and hard hitting is most locked in Pharrell has sounded in years. Okay, so that was just a quick update on what we just read, right? And then we were gonna kind of get into that too. All right, so on to GNX. Shout out to everybody for being here, man. Hit that like button. Sub up. All right, so let's go ahead and get into some of the numbers, man. Like some of the things that we really haven't seen. Some things I haven't seen over the last couple of weeks, I'd say, is just numbers about what these cities are doing. I don't know if it's just coming out slower. I don't know if they're just not posting those numbers anymore. But I haven't seen anything since Seattle. So that would include LA. That would include the Bay. That would include Vegas. So there's been like 4 or 5 dates and we haven't really heard anything as far as what they've been making. I'm saying that because people have been asking me, yo, we haven't heard you talk about numbers. I just haven't seen any numbers. So if you guys end up seeing numbers, Y'all let me know. So Kendrick Lamar's GNX becomes the fastest rap album of this decade to surpass 3 billion streams on Spotify. Now, this is the section where we just kind of talk about numbers and kind of some of the new things that have happened over the last couple of weeks. Last couple of days, I say. Last couple of days within the last week or so. Just kind of keep you guys up to date with what's going on with GNX. And when this is over, we done with that too. Kendrick Lamar's GNX becomes the fastest rap album of this decade to surpass 3 billion streams. And I mentioned that because we were looking at it, I think we were looking at it last week, where it was like 2.9 billion streams. And that's a lot of streams, gang. GNX is still on repeat. Listen, this is lame, but yet they're going to make Drake music and being suppressed. Oh, you talking about the other thing. Kendrick Lamar's GNX becomes the fastest rap album of this decade to surpass 3 billion streams. We talked about that last week when it was at like 2.7 or 2.9 billion streams, and it was getting hundreds of thousands of streams a day. So we kind of knew it was going to be hitting 3 billion streams pretty soon, but that's just something new to take a look at. So shout out to Kendrick and the GNX album doing 3 billion streams. It's the fastest rap album of the decade to do that. I definitely like to look at a comparison to see where some of those other artists are too. So the best-selling albums in 2025 so far by total units, sitting at number 1 is GNX. I wonder how many total units it sold so far. I want to know what the total number is. Like how many units it sold so far. SOS at number 3. Debí tirar más fotos is number 2. I'm the Problem is number 4. Short and Sweet is number 5. Hurry Up Tomorrow is number 6. Some Sexy Songs for You is on the list. Best-selling albums in 2025 at number 7. One Thing at a Time is number 8. Number 9 is Mayhem, and number 10 is Music, which is I thought the album name was I Am Music, but I guess it's just Music. That's Cardi. So round out the top 10. Top 10 is Cardi. And then on to the next item that we could talk about. Longest running rap albums in the top 5 of the Billboard 200 this century. I guess if we're not talking just rap, are we just talking rap? Because rap hasn't been around that long. So this century is kind of a crazy stat because it hasn't been around that long. But we'll talk about it anyway. Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon at 34 weeks. Views at 28 weeks. GNX at 26 weeks, which has got a couple weeks to get there, and about 8 more weeks to actually beat Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon. Well, that's only 25 years. GNX is still on repeat. He deserves it all. Damn at 23 weeks. My Turn at 22 weeks. So GNX is still charting. The rest of these are not, obviously. But GNX is still charting, so I guess we get to see how long he's going to stay in the top 5. What are your guys' predictions? Let me know. Crew, Cuzzo, what up? My boy, what up, man? So yeah, man, I think that's a really cool stat to look at too, and we'll see where it finishes at. Again, kind of got to wait to see where that's going to go. I think it's going to be there for at least 34 weeks. At least 34 weeks. I don't know if it'll beat 35, but at least 34 weeks. Let me know what your guys' predictions are in the comments. I appreciate it. The fastest rap songs to surpass 1.5 billion streams in Spotify history. Damn. Spotify history. So how many days? So the fastest rap song to surpass 1.5 billion streams in Spotify history. Number 1 is Not Like Us, is the fastest to 1.5 billion streams, which is in 388 days. So just over a year it took to get 1.5 billion streams. Industry Baby was playing like that? I didn't think Industry Baby was playing like that. Rockstar at 596 days. God's Plan took over 2 years to get there. Yeah, because I got to check my math. Y'all would be like, God's Plan took over. I thought that would have been higher than that, to be honest. God's Plan was kind of all over the place. Lucid Dreams at 848 days. So almost, well, a little less than 3 years with Lucid Dreams. So Not Like Us is the fastest with almost a year, just over a year to get 1.5 billion streams in Spotify. And these are the fastest songs to do it in history. What's up, Noah? What up, J2? I'm glad that some of you are saying Aubrey is bad for hip hop. I'm also puzzled by why it took so long for people to realize this. Bad for hip hop is subjective. I think that's why, right? And I think a lot of people, rap goes through phases, right? So a lot of people thought the South was bad. The South and snap music and that kind of stuff was bad for hip hop, and ringtone songs was bad for hip hop. So I think it just took people a little bit of time to really realize exactly what was happening and kind of see the plan from start to finish, from the beginning to where it is now. Drake came in as a non-traditional rapper, and I think some people were okay with it and some people weren't. And I think the longer we got a chance to know him and figure out exactly who he was, you got to see maybe this just isn't the artist for me, right? Maybe it's not the artist for me. It's the writing. It's the lack of writing. It's the culture vulturism. It's the consistent colonization and taking from different artists, and that kind of stuff are the only things that you can see over time, right? So I think that's what it is. Crunk music, right? What up, Bana? So I think that's why. I don't know for certain. That's just my take on it. All right. What else we got? Kendrick Lamar's GNX has now spent half a year in the top 5. 26 weeks. Okay, we just talked about that. It's the third longest running rap album in the top 5 this century. So, I mean, rap's only been around for like 50 years. So I get it though. I get it. Kendrick Lamar and SZA's Luther remain at number 5 on this week's Billboard Hot 100. Longest running number 1 hit in 2025 with 13 weeks, which it is no longer number 1 anymore, but it's still here in the top 5. And it did 13 weeks at number 1, which is dope. So what's beating it? Alex Warren. Bro, I've never heard of Alex Warren. Who is that? Anytime we talk about numbers in top 10, I always see Morgan Wallen. Morgan Wallen, what I want. Morgan Wallen, just in case. Morgan Wallen, I'm the problem. Luther, Kendrick and SZA. A bar song, Shabuzi, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, Teddy Swims, Lose Control, Drake No Kids at 9. Man, a lot of these songs have been here for a while. Beautiful Things at number 10. Shout out Hip Hop Global, I appreciate you, man. But a lot of these songs have been here for a while. This Century means since 2000. Oh, bro, I'm like, hey, Reactor X, hey, thank you for that. I'm like, This Century? I'm like, man, we talking 100 years, bro? Man, thank you for telling me that, man, because I would have kept saying that. Thank you for that. See, hey, man, live reactions, man. Appreciate you for that, though. Thank you. Luther now ties Not Like Us as the longest running number 1 hit in history on Billboard's Hot R&B and Hip Hop song charts with 22 weeks. So Luther is tying Not Like Us. I kind of see Luther probably kind of have a longer life than Not Like Us, because Not Like Us is a diss. And once that kind of fades out, it fades. But Luther is kind of transcending, man. Luther is really transcending. Morgan Wallen is a chart monster. They'll be back on top next week. Bruh. My bad, gang. So yeah, like I said, I think Luther has a little bit more staying power than Not Like Us, because we've seen that just kind of do its thing, bro. And it's still a crazy banger. We still seen it at all the shows. All right. Enough with that. Those are some of the numbers. Let's go ahead and move on to the sold out shows at the Oracle and we're at Allegiant Stadium. So sold out shows at Oracle Park in San Francisco. All the stars for Kendrick Lamar and SZA with the sold out show at Oracle Park on Grand National Tour, man. And then this photo is just nuts, bro. There's just so many people here, man. Just like, wow, bro. Like, you just see all of these people showing up, and it's just, I still don't know what the biggest stadium is. I wonder if it was actually in Seattle, because they had the craziest numbers, bro. I wasn't expecting them to be the ones that have the most fans show up, but I was reminded that they're also known as the 12. San Francisco and Vegas showed out for real, for real. Yeah, man, I could tell. I could definitely tell, man. I could definitely tell. I lived in San Francisco for, why not in San Francisco? Kind of in that area, but not in San Francisco. I almost died in San Francisco. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, we was at a McDonald's, got shot up. That's a whole nother story. Shout out to Mrs. Hummus for the 2. Are you going to react to Screwface and Mick Jenkins' video song? Yeah, probably. We'll probably do it sometime this week. This week. Yeah, I lived a lot of places, man. I traveled throughout COVID. I traveled a lot for work, my wife's job. We traveled so much, man. We lived in a lot of places for upwards of 6 months to a year. Shout out to Suspicious. I appreciate you, man. Allegiant as well. And now, so what we're going to do is kind of go back and forth between San Francisco and Vegas. It's not kind of San Francisco, then Vegas. So we'll kind of take a look at the shows and whole. So Allegiant did something pretty cool. Hey now, say now, we've got a sold out show tonight with Kendrick Lamar and SZA on the Grand National Tour. They did something kind of cool, like a little promo video, which is kind of dope. I don't know if everybody's seen this. No sound? Oh. So Kendrick and SZA, 25 for the year 25. They got them in the lockers. I think that's kind of dope. It would have been dope if it had some sound though. What the f is going on here, man? But yeah, so they did a little like promo video for them going to Allegiant Stadium. Las Vegas was also sold out in case you missed it last night. GNX Tour Show got you covered, which is a thread. Pup, rest in peace. Mama Pup is in the building. We send you a lot of love still. Who is that? Kendrick Lamar honors his friend that passed during the Man at the Garden performance. Wait, what? Oh, Mama Pup. Who is Pup? I'm not familiar with who Pup is, but his mom is at the show, which is dope. And for him to shout her out, he's been doing it a lot. When he sees people and people that he's recognizing in the crowds. He's been seeing that a lot, man. He's been doing that a lot. So that's dope. What else we got? So I thought this was crazy, bro. Hold up. Nah. They outside the stadium, bruh. Bruh, this is what I'm talking about, man. They ain't even have to be at the show, bro. Like, obviously they can't see them, but they still get an experience. Look at this. If you got here early, got you a little seat, you know what I'm saying? Got you a little scenic view, the sun going down just a little bit, got a little sunset with Kendrick and SZA out here. Yeah, you say, yeah, Oracle is super accessible. What up, Isaac? That's crazy. Look at this. Bro, they just outside, look, outside the whole stadium. Is there screens? Look, bro, we can't do this in Chicago, bro. They sitting on the rocks. Got niggas in boats. Look, they just chilling. We got a show. Was any of y'all out here? Yep, concert outside and on boats. Was y'all out here too? This is the same thing when Taylor Swift was in town and I'm here for the Kendrick Love. Shout out Eric. Was any of you guys out here just watching? Look, the boats. And if we can hear it, I know it sounds better to them. We can hear the show like that. That's crazy. Deadass just got a free show. Deadass just got a free show. Are you going to the Chicago show? Man, I don't think so, man. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't think so. I just don't think so. We gonna see. I've been looking every day, but we gonna see, man. I don't think so. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't think so. Let's see. Freaky Ad Ninja, he a 69 guy. What? Yo. This shirt tough though. I might need this shirt, gang. I might need this shirt from you, gang. Bro, they going crazy out here. What's popping? What's popping, Aaron? Crowd videos going nuts. And then you had some legends in the building, bro. You had some legends pulling up. Jerry Rice was there. Bro, Jerry Rice still he 30, 40 years old. This man is everywhere. Truly grateful to have experienced Kendrick Lamar live, a powerful reminder of his lasting impact on hip hop and culture. Unforgettable. This is his video? They going crazy. That's tough. But Jerry Rice was in the building, man. There was a couple of stars that pulled up. A lot of stars that pulled up. We had him. We had Andre Iguodala in the building. You had Iggy out here going crazy too. Bellini was there. Yeah, I want to take a look at his video too. Iggy going crazy back here in the little section. Man, I know the mayor pulled up, bro. When the mayor pull up, you know it's a vibe. You know it's a vibe when the mayor pull up. Bruh. Yeah, I know. Jerry Rice is not, he's up there. That's what I'm saying. But he's still outside. He's still outside. He's still outside. So Iggy was there. I think they got, like I said, the mayor pulled up. I don't know if anybody else crazy was there. I don't know if anybody else crazy was there. Look at this, bro. This got to be one of the greatest concert songs of all time with these horns, bro. Mosh pit on the floor. This got to be one of the greatest. What are some of the greatest concert songs of all time? I want to know from y'all in the comments. What are some of that Family Ties is up there. When that drop hits, it's kind of nuts. What's good, crew? What up, Daytime? Bro, I'm late, but Vegas was little for sure. Was lit. Yes, definitely lit. Those are some of the dancers from Squabble Up vid and the Super Bowl. Oh, that was dancing right there. That's crazy, man. None of my vids are this steady. I was doing too much rapping and dancing. I'm telling you, I bet y'all was out there going crazy. Y'all, as you should. You should be out there going crazy. So this was kind of one of the biggest parts of the night, and I think people just really gonna be upset, bro. If you don't get a surprise guest at your show, you're gonna be upset. Cause why Doja at this show and not at one of the LA nights, right? That's how people are looking at it. And then I also had now listen, we talked about the top 50 rappers in LA in one of our videos, right? I had a couple of people come through literally saying I'm dumb, I'm stupid because I don't look at her as a rapper. I said, dog, listen to me. First of all, who you calling stupid? Second of all, let's not play the education game. Second of all, I just don't view her as a like a rapper's rapper. Like she probably raps, but I know her more as a pop artist. And that's my only point was I didn't know why she was on the list as top 50 rappers if she's more of a pop artist and that's maybe more of what she's known for. Don't discredit her being a rapper, but I'm like, bro, spit a bar, like drop a bar, like let me hear something. Like give me like a bar where you were like, hey, you heard that Doja Cat bar? Like give me a bar. That's all I'm saying. Like chill. Like I get that she's, you know what I'm saying? But come on, man. All right, so Doja Cat pulled up with SZA. She ain't rapping. But that had to be a nice surprise for them too. That had to be a nice surprise for them too. Doja Cat pulling up. What song did they sing? Yeah, look, you can't even go to the comments, bro. I scrolled down to the comments for 2 seconds. It's crazy. But I know they have a song together. I just can't remember. I can't place the name of it. But yeah, what was the song? I don't look at her as a rapper. I don't think a lot of people view her as a rapper, but for some reason, me saying that she wasn't known as a rapper, it like struck a chord. And you're an idiot. She's a rapper. I'm like, what? I didn't think she was a rapper. I just didn't think she was a rapper. Bro, my feet and calves are still sore from the Vegas show. I bet. How's your lower back? Probably going crazy. That's how it was when I was at Lollapalooza, man. My back was hurting for like 3 days. 3 days. Diabolical. What we got? Uh-oh, A minor? This a trend in itself. Dwayne Johnson, we got The Rock in the building. I'm telling you, I still need this. We need a compilation video of all of the pans of the crowd from the GNX tour when the A minor drops. I need every city. I need a pan. We got to go through the compilation and see who had the best A minor. Pause. We got to go through this. Got to. Tough. What else we got? Certified Lover Boy. Not a fans. Word for word. Yeah, Vegas fans. Word for word. Did he say it? I'm looking at this person right here to see if they said it too. Hold on, let's see. Yeah. You got the kids going at you, bro. Yo, the kids. I'm not sure if that's a kid or not, though, but. Yeah, you see that? Yo, that's crazy, bro. That's tough. All right, what else we got? SZA at Las Vegas. This her in Vegas. Did she do anything different, or is it always the same? Team what? Catenacci? Team Catenacci? What is that? Hey, he killing that guitar though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Ooh. See, look, you getting a live show like this? Bruh. I think it's absolutely insane. And it's like, not to say that people don't do stadium tours, man, but like the amount of energy they are putting into these shows, and they getting like 2 days off in between and going back out and doing it again. Bro, I would be dead, bro. I'd be asleep. Yeah, bro. I'll be asleep. But SZA out here doing her thing, man. Giving you a show. Look. I hadn't seen that until now. That's the praying mantis on stilts they've been talking about. But bro, just giving you an incredible show, fam. An incredible show. Uh-oh. But the live guitars was everything. I'm telling you, that live music, man. When you hear a band playing, it's just different. Yeah, see, they vibing. This a whole ass vibe right here. Look at the staff. Staff trying to get in the video. Look, staff trying to get a video. Look. Staff, hey man, hey, the staff be dancing and shit, man. Y'all gotta get out the videos. Oh, he back to wearing the hat though. Yeah, he back to wearing the hat though. That's tough. That's tough. Kendrick Lamar squabble up. What this sound like? Hey man, these ain't never gonna get old, bro. These ain't never, they ain't never gonna get old. They ain't never gonna get old. We still gonna be talking about these like next year. These ain't never gonna get old. Kendrick Lamar fans chant ringing outside the stadium. Wait, what? What that shows? Sweet Love? Bruh. I hate to live over here, bro. I hate to live over here. I hate to live anywhere near a stadium when the concert, bro. It's only one night, but man, they just getting loud. It's not diminishing. We're gonna continue to see it go up, man. So that's why we continue to do these. That's why we continue to do these. That breath control, crazy. Hey, crazy work. Crazy work, crazy work. What's this? Bruh. Bro, they right there, gang. These tickets like 3,000. Bro, I seen somebody say they spent like $4,000 on tickets. I seen somebody say they spent like $4,000. I don't know what they did or how they spent 4K, but I heard them they spent 4K on tickets. Crazy work. Look at this, bro. Word for word. Word for word. Bar for bar. Oh. I'm glad everybody is having a great time, man. A fan dressed as Kendrick Lamar in the Not Like Us music video tonight in the crowd. Wait, what? She got the hat too? Hey, that's tough. Y'all see this, bro? She got the hat too. That's the, hey, I was one of the first people to be like, yo, what is that hat? I need that hat. That hat is tough. The publications. Let's go ahead and get into the publications here. Let's talk about what San Francisco had to say about the show. So I typically do this just to kind of get a good look at what the city says about the show. We take a look at all of the different states, all the different cities that they go to, and we just want to see what their perspective is, if they enjoyed the show, if they didn't like the show. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is San Francisco. I was not able to find one for Vegas. Maybe I just didn't look hard enough, but y'all let me know. All right, so review: Kendrick Lamar and SZA deliver a West Coast spectacle at Oracle Park. Surveying a sea of 40,000 people gathered at Oracle Park, rap bellwether. What is a bellwether, bro? Now I gotta look this up. Surveying a sea of 40,000 people gathered at Oracle Park, rap bellwether Kendrick Lamar felt right at home. We're back on the West Coast, my home, Lamar proclaimed. We came to the Bay to turn this mother effer all the way up. By the end of the nearly 3-hour show on Thursday, May 29th, he and his tour mates, SZA and DJ Mustard, made good on the proclamation through a multi-sensory concert that demonstrated the power of Black creativity, perseverance, beauty, and love through art, choreography, music, and message. Like the Pacific Ocean that served as a natural backdrop, it was an evening of contrast that came in waves, and at times churning and relentless, and other times peaceful and restorative. A vintage Buick Grand National car served as a symbol of West Coast car culture that would anchor the show. DJ Mustard warmed up the crowd with a fun set that mixed regional rap bangers with Bay Area classics by E40, Mac Dre, and Too Short. He even dropped 2010s era like Party in the USA and We Are Young, which were met with lusty sing songs. So we heard him doing that too. Some people were saying that they weren't paying any respect to like local artists or anything like that. But I think LA, they did it for the Bay, right? They not gonna give us the same treatment, man. They even got like different merch. Lamar and SZA split their stage time into separate and collaborative mini sets. The tag team format allowed for a musical and aesthetic reset where Lamar's prowling alpha would give way to SZA's divine feminine omega and vice versa. It was a sumptuous 10-course meal that, with their deep pantry of hits, whetted the appetite for what came next. When the two joined forces on duets 30 for 30, Doves in the Wind, they evoked the soulful, intimate chemistry of Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell for this generation. Marvin Gaye, super familiar. Tammy Terrell, y'all are gonna kill me. I don't know. I gotta Google Tammy Terrell. We gotta listen to some music. During their collaborative hit, All the Stars from the Black Panther soundtrack, phone lights radiated around the stadium in spontaneous moments that combined with the audience singing along raised goosebumps. SZA's set was visually and emotionally compelling, with her exploration and embodiment of the Black female experience through a metaphor of Mother Earth. During Garden, Say It Like That, SZA traded in the Buick ride for a giant ant. Dancers dressed as a praying mantises clicked across the stage like Cirque du SZA. Oh, that's tough. Cirque du SZA? Never heard that. For Kill Bill, she executed Hey. Shout out to the Mrs. K for the 5. Thank you so much. Thank you. The hit, while footage of Amanda's mating ritual where the female devours the male, played on the big screen. That is crazy. That's still a crazy visual. If SZA's goal was to shake the just an R&B singer tag, she accomplished that. She showed her vocal versatility and command of hard rock, indie folk, and pop. On F2F, she was accompanied by a guitarist and a bassist to headbang and shred alongside her. That's the thing I noticed. We watched that together. We watched that clip together, and that was something a little bit different. Scorsese's Baby Daddy gave off Till Tuesday vibes. A metamorphosis took place literally when she strapped on butterfly wings to perform the folk inflected Nobody Gets Me. Given the state of the world where atrocities and outrage keeps building, Lamar's sets served as a much needed release valve. Energy levels spiked during these songs like All Right and DNA, which took on fresh meanings in the current political climate. So many rappers have diluted the art of emceeing by letting a pre-recorded vocal track do heavy lifting in a live setting. Not in Lamar's case, whose genuine voice boomed out the speakers for the entire show. Dodger Blue combined pinpoint choreography in a setting that to this reviewer reframed The Last Supper. As a Compton High School cafeteria table, Lamar glided across it and rapped while seated dancers performed mesmerizing handwork. Songs from Lamar's 2012 breakout Good Kid, Mad City were given makeovers. Mad City was remade into a Quiet Storm track, complete with Anita Baker, Sweet Love backdrop. Poetic Justice was accentuated with hard snares and was conspicuously missing the Drake verse. So let's talk about Drake, the Canadian elephant not in the room. Between songs, deposition style videos played on the big screen of Lamar and SZA in the hot seat and during a battery of questions from a hidden interrogator. The prosecution's identity wasn't revealed, but fans knew. When the lawyer asked if the allusions to violence in his songs should be taken as a threat, Lamar shot back, "Whatever you want to take it." While Lamar, SZA, and DJ Mustard were on the marquee, Drake's aura hung in the stadium air like a pretty piñata waiting to get crushed. The most bloodthirsty pops of the night came during Lamar's performance of few tracks Euphoria and Not Like Us. The latter, which morphed from a Drake expose to a West Coast anthem to a worldwide dance challenge. At Oracle, fans extended the A minor line into the next week, letting the candies reign. Though they shared the night, Lamar and SZA traveled distinct pathways across 53 songs after putting the show to bed with the calming Luther and Gloria from Lamar's latest album, GNX. The duo climbed into the Black Buick, I keep saying Black Buick. Why do I keep saying that? Into the Buick and disappeared under the Oracle Park. On to the next episode. And then they give you the track list. This was actually probably the best since the first one. What up, Dime? Since the first one that I've read, this is probably the best one. It gives you a little bit more insight into what was going on and a little bit more of like their take on it. It wasn't just a rip from another show because they're mostly the same. This one was definitely different. So shout out to Todd Inouye. Man. Shout out to Todd Inouye. He wrote this one up. This was nice. Pinata, wop, wop, wop. Facts. All right. Now, let's go ahead and get into the final part of the show. Man. We're going to get into some GNX TikToks. I appreciate you guys so much for sticking around, man. Hit that like button if you guys haven't done it already. We had 200 likes in the stream. Let's get it. Let's get 300 likes. So let's see what the people were saying, man. These are fairly new, couple of days ago, 20 hours, 15 hours, 22 hours. So let's go ahead and see what some of these people got to say about the show. Let's get it. What up, King Hammer?
This is a really good show. It was a great show. I loved it. Great selection. I don't want to say this. So this was a stadium show, right? For anybody that doesn't know, stadiums hold about like 60,000 people, 50, 60,000 people, right? Normal concerts like at like a Coliseum or an arena or whatever, it holds about 18, 20, somewhere around there, right? So it's about 3 times.
I feel like I'm about to get some hate.
Stadium, field, hella space, right? Now, there's only two artists that have fan bases where they like big enough to do a stadium tour. That's Beyonce and Taylor. That's it. Maybe like Elton John or some shit. I don't know if he could fill up a stadium right now. But those like the only 2 people. So that's why they had to do co-headline Kendrick and SZA together. But so hella space, hella big, right? If you don't fill up that space or like take up all that space, it just doesn't. It's gonna look really good on the video. When they put it on Amazon or whatever he put the playback out, it's gonna look great. But in person, now I say this as somebody who's seen Beyonce 3 times in 2 different stadiums. She's like the bar. She had an Olympic-sized kiddie pool just like in the middle of her shit and was just in there dancing and shit. I don't know which one, if it was the same one, but she had like 50-foot towers that like moved up and down. I don't even know how she did that and still had space and shit. But like, okay, so coming from that and like seeing where Beyonce was, like it just ain't. It ain't. You feel me?
Okay, so the comparison to Beyonce to Kendrick and SZA, how do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel? I mean, and again, it's his experience, right? So I don't necessarily feel like it's his experience, right? So if that's what he took from it, he thought it was a little bit more glitz and glam. But I think you're talking about a difference in the type of performers they are and what they do. Like, when I think of Beyonce's show, I think of a actual like spectacle, right? Like I think of a spectacle, like an event. Like I think of costume changes. I think of and not just costume changes, but outlandish, like larger than life. Everything's big, everything's loud, everything's bright, but done well, That's not a dig. That's not a diss. That's me. That's just like, I don't think that was you're talking about Kendrick then that has more of a like, that's what everybody's saying. Like, SZA is the fairy other side of the coin kind of show. And then you have Kendrick that is this kind of like toned down version, but very strong and very powerful. But it's not gonna give you a pool or Olympic sized pool in the middle of it. Like, it's almost like you're expecting them to do what she did. But again, it's your perspective, and I don't think he's wrong. Like, I don't think he's wrong. That's what I'm saying. Like, I get it, but I just think the expectation is different. Like, I just think the expectation is different. Like, you should expect something like that from a Beyonce show. I don't think you should expect that from Kendrick and SZA. I don't.
It ain't that. I love it. I love Kendrick. I love SZA. They killed it, but it ain't that. That's just me nitpicking if I'm nitpicking. But it's a great show. Like I said, great show.
I know it's not fair. I know it's not a fair compare. Okay, so he said it, but I stand by my point. The empty space makes a huge difference. So his point is, oh damn, he didn't show it, or did he?
That space, or like
he's talking about like this space on the field, and then like this kind of like space right here. So I think he felt like the space wasn't utilized good enough, but I do think that's nitpicking. I ain't gonna lie. He's like, I don't trust that guy. Nah, I don't see nothing wrong with what he's saying. I just think he's nitpicking, that's all. And it's okay. He paid his money, he can nitpick. All right.
Hey, what's up, you guys? So I'm not really a person that makes TikTok videos as much or posts as much, but I do watch Crew on YouTube.
What?
So
What? Nicole, is that you? Huh? Hey, yo! Wait a minute. Wait. Is she in here? Hey, yo, come on, gang. Chill, bro. See, that's why chill. Yo, hey, look, as soon as I be like, as soon as I be like, you know what, man, I'm gonna move on and start doing some different types of videos, man. I'm like, bro, nah, bro, I need to keep doing these. Hold on, bro. Hold on for the one time. And she got an 8-minute video. We gonna watch the whole thing, too. Shout out to the crew, man. Wow. Hold up. I wasn't expecting that at all. Y'all didn't hear what she said? Just Nicole, what up? Shout out to the gang. Hey, yo. Hold up, man. Let me see. Damn, won't let me do it. Shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for even putting that out there. She said it's long. It's all right. We gonna listen to the whole thing. I want to know what your experience was.
Guys, so I'm not really a person that makes TikTok videos as much or posts as much, but I do watch Crew on YouTube. So I decided to make this video specifically for him, for the Crew.
Hey!
My experience at GNX concert in Las Vegas. I do live in Las Vegas. I can say this is my second concert ever.
Mm-hmm.
I just turned 34 May 26th, so I am a Gemini. Don't hate.
Happy belated birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Cool. But anyways, I'm sorry. I do have my dogs in the background.
My dog is right here.
Overall experience, amazing. It was an amazing experience. I did take my brother.
Oh, lit.
So altogether, I can say I spent about roughly 1,500.
God damn!
50 for 2 tickets. I took my brother, and which is crazy. This is his second concert that he ever been to. And I completely forgot that his first concert
Video's frozen?
was
Hold up. Video's frozen? Let me see.
Lupe.
All right, hold on. Damn. If I close out of it, hold on, let me see. Oh, okay. I see what it is. Let me close out of it. I have to close out of this real quick. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. We back? Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? Let me know we back. I had to close out. Okay, bet. Thank you. All right, let me see.
Fiasco,
All right.
like my freshman year in college at Northridge. So this was like a good experience for both of us.
That's lit.
He enjoyed it. I did as well. Now, let's just say, if you do live in the Las Vegas area, the best bet to get to the Leisure Stadium instead of worry about the parking, which was like 100 plus.
God damn.
We ended up taking Uber there, and honestly, it was a breeze getting there. So parking lot in, that's where they dropped us off at. Probably like a 3-minute walk. So when we first got there, well, once we got dropped off, we stand in line for the merch because my brother wanted a shirt. I already had a shirt that I got from Etsy, and I only really wanted to get the Not Today SZA hat, SZA hat, I believe. But my brother wanted a shirt, and it was like 100 degrees outside, so we decided to go inside to get the merch. Also, we did get there like around 5 p.m. Sorry, my dog's in the background.
That's cool. I got dogs too. I knew that. Them ears.
Once I got home, but that's a whole different story. Anyways, so arriving there, we stopped in the line at first, the merch line, but we also noticed Not Beauty, and I believe SZA probably had just arrived. But baby, I ain't gonna lie, it was 100 plus degrees outside. We
Really?
for that, like
Vegas be hot like that?
this color, like we don't do well.
I ain't never been to Vegas before.
In heat. So, anyways, we went inside. So going inside, our seats was 141. Was section 141, seat 2021, which was actually some decent seats. So each seat was like $250 a piece. Plus,
See, y'all got tickets early, bro.
Whatever. Came up to $850. But anyways, as we went in, we seen a long line for merch. And then we ended up going on the opposite side, and that line was even longer. Luckily, the people in front of us, one guy was like, he was going to check and see if he could find like another shorter line. And future reference, go to the 3rd floor because it was a breeze.
Quick up there.
Almost lost hope, but luckily, like,
yeah. See, they was saying the merch lines was going fast. But I gotta think, bro. People be standing up there taking forever. Can I see this? Can I see that? Ooh, how much is this one? Let me try that. Ooh, let me try. Can I try it on? Nigga, you just go up there. Hey, look, give me a large, gang. I'm done. I don't need nothing else.
Guy that was in front of me, his friend.
It's a desert.
Got lost. And then luckily his friend called
112?
the guy in front of us, and I ended up following him, and we ended up getting to the 3rd floor, and it was easy breezy going up there. I don't know, like, we got in. It took us about 30, 45 minutes to figure out like the best merch line. Got merch by literally 6:40. We was in our seats. We had time to go ahead and get our drinks, get our food. And then Mustard came out. Sorry. Mustard did come out like roughly around 7:15-ish, 7:20-ish. And when I tell you, he was banging. Like
he turned that bitch up.
It was really lit.
He turned that bitch up.
My brother said he enjoyed himself. Like he really was lit. But we did feel like his set was a little too early because from previous reviews that I've seen, Kendrick usually start around 8:05. So I want to say like Mustard was done around 7:45-ish.
So y'all sat there for like 30 minutes.
So we did take the time to like go get some more drinks and eat and like, you know, chill out before Kendrick came out. I feel like Kendrick actually came out a little bit later. He came out like around 8:10, 8:15-ish.
Yeah, that's the time I've been seeing. It's like 8:15, 8:18-ish.
The concert was amazing. The only thing that I can say that I had an issue with was audio. And I thought it was just me, but I did ask my brother like on our way, like, you know, on our way home, and he noticed it too. Like, it seemed like the audio was a little bit muffled. Like it was really hard to hear the, like, you know,
the enunciation of words.
Hear them clearly. My brother think maybe the audio was way too loud, so it maybe kind of muffled the sound. But I did notice like the audio was a little, and that was SZA and Kendrick. It was, I don't know. Maybe
did any of y'all notice that?
I don't know how to describe it, but anyway,
place was too open.
Amazing.
And that might be it though. Like that might have been it. Bro's point. Well, no, he was at the Oracle. He was at the Oracle. I haven't heard that too much, but that might have been part of it. Like if it was really open and it just traveling across and just not getting to you the right way. But they said that was in like section 100.
Leaving was crazy. Like
yeah, especially because I'm not leaving early. Like I'm watching the whole show. Like I know some people probably leave early and try to get to where they gonna go. I'm watching the whole show.
Literally took us probably like about 30 minutes to get
home. Yeah, it was open.
Get home.
Yeah, this Vegas.
I knew that Gloria was going to be the last song, so we did kind of leave as soon as like Gloria started to head out. And it still took us like literally probably about 30, 45 minutes to get home. And I don't stay far from the strip, like not far from the airport, not far from the strip. Like, if I would have drove, it still would have been a headache. But, like, on a normal day, it probably would have took me 15 minutes to get home. But it literally took us about 45 to get home. But overall, hopefully this helped for those who might...
Yeah, for sure.
Decide to go in their city. But it was amazing. It was all kind of people there. Like, all different type of people that flew in. And my brother stays in Cali.
So he flew out?
This was a birthday gift for myself.
Oh, that's lit. W sister?
It was worth the money. Honestly, it was worth the money. But yeah.
Hey, man. Shout out to the crew, man. Look at, hey man, shout out Nicole, man. I just appreciate you even saying, like, I appreciate it because I didn't know you did a video, man. That's just lit, man. Thank you for doing that, mentioning me in the video, and I'm glad you and your brother had such a good time. Yeah, man, I'm really happy. I know you spent the bag, so I know you happy that you had a really good experience too, man. But thank you so much for pulling up and hanging out with us, you know, when you do and as much as you do. And mentioning us too, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. That's crazy. Nicole, always in the chat. Make sure y'all say what's up to her in the chat. She's always here.
What's good, y'all, and welcome back for another concert recap. This time we got Kendrick and SZA's Grand National Tour at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Let's get straight into it. First, we showed up for the Not Beauty pop-up.
This is 21 hours ago. People just putting out their reviews from Atlanta 21 hours ago?
Was an inflatable log cabin with a bunch of backcountry-esque props. It really made you feel like you was camping. SZA even showed up around 5 or so, but, you know, it was way too crowded. Her security was on point the whole time. Do not. A little bit later, we finally got into the venue. Quick fit check. And for the first opening, DJ said we had Mustard himself. Played plenty Atlanta cuts. He had such genuine energy. He didn't even say much. He let the music speak for him and took a bunch of pictures with fans right after his set. And finally, the moment we had all been waiting for, Kendrick Lamar, the man himself. He popped out the GNX with explosive energy, came out to Whacked Out Murals, performed Squabble Up,
bro, you got good seats
Element
too.
and TV Off in this first act. Something I did want to say, I noticed a lot more fake fans at the Barricade that I would have liked, but you know, when you're as big as Kendrick, that's to be expected.
Like, why you at the Barricade?
Wait, what do you mean by fake fans?
If you don't know all the lyrics.
Next, Kendrick brought out the lovely, illustrious SZA for 30 for 30. She looked absolutely ethereal, and it was honestly unreal seeing her that close. Like, I don't think y'all understand. I've had a crush on her since I first started listening to her music. Like, this was a very big bucket list. After 30 for 30, she stayed on stage to do Love Galore, The Weeknd, and one of my personal favorites, Broken Clocks. That was a real big moment for me. The choreography, the vocals, everything was on point. It was absolutely Next, we had Kendrick taking over the stage again to perform the highly anticipated Euphoria, which is the best diss track out of all of them that he dropped against Drake. Argue with your man. He was clearly on his
I gotta let me know what y'all think is the best.
Performing songs like Hey Now, Reincarnated, Into Humble, Backseat Freestyle. He even freestyled over Family Ties, which was amazing. He came with even more surprises because he brought out Playboy Cardi for good credit, which was crazy. You could tell Cardi was just super happy to be there, and as an OG fan, it was so beautiful to see him on that stage. He performed so many songs like Count Me Out, Money Trees, and even Mad City over Anita Baker. He came back out to perform plenty songs from Lana like Scorsese, Baby Daddy, Kitchen, and even Ascending Into the Sky in a Cocoon for Cry Baby. About SZA, she gonna fly around on that stage, okay? Finally, as they were wrapping up the show, Kendrick performed Not Like Us, and that A minor, you could hear it in Tennessee. Seeing them perform Luther together really made me cement that song as R&B rap collab of the decade. Like nobody else is topping this. Overall, I give it an 8 out of 10 concert just because of all the fake fans and how terrible stadiums are. What's good, Joe?
Oh, so he said 8 out of 10 for the fake fans and how terrible stadiums are. But then the show was at 10 out of 10? I'm telling you, people be knocking the show based on the stadium. We've seen that a lot too. We've seen that a lot, man. But shout out to the homie, what's his name? Billy? Man, he put out Atlanta yesterday. That's crazy.
Kendrick Lamar intentionally not bringing out special guests for his GNX tour. Let's talk about it.
Oh, no.
I am reincarnated.
Let's go. I got a bone to pick.
Hey, yo. Why, yo, I think the most enjoyable videos are the people just losing their minds, bro. You can hear the excitement. Yo, I love those videos. My phone died at the wrong time. Hey, okay. GNX Vegas. What happened? Oh, she ain't got no voice.
Can I scream for a second?
Oh, she ain't got no voice.
I party so hard, makeup spit it through the cap.
Damn, she said I party so hard, makeup is getting through the cap. Hey, yo, she party hard.
Through the cap.
That fit tough though, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Can I scream for a second? My first concert.
Oh, we seen her review.
Y'all.
Yo, she had a crazy review too. Shout out to her. Is this just how concert etiquette works now? Ear piercing, screeching, max volume, like there's no one around her. Come on, dog. Sorry, but I'm irked. This killed the vibe for me and others, especially after paying $800 to $1,000. Bruh, you paid to go to an open event expect the unexpected, bro. Expect fights. Expect a mosh pit. Expect drunk people. You got it. Come on, dog. We act like we ain't never been outside before. Like, I get the screeching and screaming, but high key, without being disrespectful, I can say, hey, listen, miss, ma'am, you kind of doing the thing. I can't get it. I can't get the show because you're doing the thing. And then she continue to do it, then, hey, at least you tried, right? But come on, dog. Let's see what she did. Let's see what she did. Oh yeah. Did you see her face? Oh, wait a minute. Watch this one. She ain't having that shit, bro. Hey, yo, look at her face, bro. Look at this one right here. She is not having it. But that be killing me though. The people that want to go to a open concert event and like expect it to be some quiet vibe. Like, what did you thought we was finna sit here and hold hands and sing Kumbaya? Bro, look. I guarantee you we've watched her video. I guarantee you we've seen her TikTok. Oh yeah, we definitely seen her TikTok. A few people screamed out, shut the F up, but I don't think she can hear it over the screams. Hold up, wait. All right, chat. I don't have a video of her taking flash selfies through the show. We did pose for a few of them, and I don't think she liked that.
Peekaboo.
All right, look. I understand the frustration. I ain't gonna lie to you. I understand the frustration. But high key, I would have been like, listen, hey, excuse me, real quick. Can I show you a video? This is you. All right? I can't do nothing with this. You feel me? Just a little bit. Just calm down a little bit. But she also paid her money to do that. So you could be petty and just start screaming right back. But hey, again, you can't control what people gonna do, man. So I don't know. Let me know if y'all would have said something in the comments. I want to know.
If you attended or are attending one of the Grand National Kendrick Lamar or SZA concerts and you are attending SZA's Not Beauty pop-up, please message me because I will pay double what you pay. Las Vegas was extremely hot, and I just had heart surgery a year ago, 8 months ago, and had a stroke, so I was scared to be in that heat for too long. But I want a lip gloss, and I'll pay double because I know it's not easy waiting in those lines. But let me know. Get at me if you're really interested in
Crew.
selling. I don't care what color. I just want one.
Crew. Payment in hand first if you're going to do it, though. If y'all watching this, payment in hand first. PayPal checked. If you're okay with losing $30, $40, then lose it. But payment in hand first. If one of y'all do this, just tag me in it, bro. If one of y'all do it, just tag me in it. But that's crazy, man. She said she had heart surgery. Oh, man. Oof.
And I really wanted to meet her, but my health comes first.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. That's my guy, amazing show. Dude, that nigga strutting on stage, bro. That nigga strutting on stage. Like, what? I'm having fun. He's strutting out here. No, she went to the show, King Hammer. She went to the show. She just needed, wait. She went to the show. Hey, I don't know. I just had a thought. I just had a thought.
How my folks feeling on this side?
This song live was the most beautiful thing. Yeah, they really creating an ambiance with this song, bro. With all the stars, bro.
POV, when your husband surprises you with floor seats to the Grand National Tour.
You just use your voice, gang.
That one.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let me get two of them.
Y'all, I got a bag full of merch.
That's lit.
Look at all this people.
That's lit. Look at them, bro. I like it. Are we gonna get a review though? Nah, they just going crazy in the crowd. That's lit, man. They had fun.
Yesterday.
Oh, she had a good review too. Girls be like, I'm so broke, and then post this on their story on a random Saturday night. It's me. I'm girls. Hell, that's hilarious, bro. That's good. I'm so broke, but I went to the show. The show still look lit, bro. The show still looks super lit. If you weren't at Kendrick Lamar's GNX tour in Vegas, you missed out. Allegiant Stadium was on fire. Everybody had fun, bro. Was there, it was turned from the moment Mustard spent the first song. My section was turned up. I'm still recovering. Best show of the tour so far. We showed up and sold out. Bro.
Beat it, boo, tomato, tomato.
Oh yeah, we seen hers too. Seen hers too. That's a nice little transition too.
What they talking about?
That's a nice little transition. Ah, we ain't gonna get no review from the gang? That's tough. That's a nice little transition. I ain't never seen that before. I really enjoyed the wave in Vegas for K-Dot. That's tough. Come on, you gotta get up. How you gonna mess up the wave? How you gonna record the wave and mess it up? You gotta get up, gang. Oh, the video froze again? All right, I gotta restart my computer, man. All right, man, look, that's gonna do it for today, man. I see I'm having some issues with my computer today. Let me get up out of here. Listen, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. That was just the last video. Hopefully that was the only one that was frozen. I love you guys so much. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I appreciate everybody hanging out, man. Like I said, we hit 34K, so thank you guys so much for that. I will be clipping up these videos, so if you guys see them, just go in and hit the like button on them. I appreciate you guys so much. I'll see y'all in the next one, man. Tomorrow, we will be live. We got a couple of songs to react to tomorrow, so make sure y'all pull up for that. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Get outside, enjoy the sun, call your family, tell them you love them, all that good stuff. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Peace.